Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. As the recording of this is Monday, April 24, 2023. A very rainy, overcast, dreary, and drizzling afternoon here in Celebration, Florida on Market Street. I am wearing an appropriate t-shirt that I purchased at the opening day of Tron a couple weeks ago at Magic Kingdom, where I rode it in the daytime. I have yet to ride it try as I may until today. I was not able to either get a time frame, a virtual queue, or a lightning lane for the evening. That has been accomplished. I'm heading to Magic Kingdom and I'm going to be riding Tron Lightcycle run at night and possibly get a nice healthy meal and just do Magic Kingdom in the evening hours. I'm inviting you to join me. Also trim my beard up a little bit. Join me, shall you? I was actually kind of surprised there were lightning lanes left, but I checked earlier around noon or 1 and there was one. I really hope it stops raining. I also really could use a coffee. I hit the gym today. I was on the treadmill for a solid hour. If you want to follow along with my, there you go. If you want to follow along with my weight loss and treadmill journey, my Instagram is AdamTheWooATW. That's AdamTheWooATW. I'm pretty motivated. All right, we'll get going. And if the rain doesn't let up, I'm just gonna add to the excitement a little bit. I'll get a little wet. Definitely rush hour at the moment. Definitely rush hour. Also, this is looking the opposite direction. These cars are all headed down I-4 westbound. Wow. As is this entire on-ramp. Now, I get pretty lucky. You know, when I go to Rays games, I sit in all that mess because I'm going to Tampa. But I get pretty lucky when I'm going to Disney World because I can just go straight through. I gotta wait for this car to move. But when I'm heading to the parks, I don't have to hit any of that. People that are exiting, everyone doing U-turns, trying to get over there. I mean, it is just a mess. Backs up at Champions Gate and at Highway 27. It really stretches all the way down to the Celebration exit. And when you're leaving the parks, that is what you have to deal with, basically. It starts to mellow out right about there, but yeah, that is no fun. I kind of hope they get that fixed one day, figure all that out. And then you'll notice on the other side of the road, the next exit up would be the Highway 192 exit, people trying to get off there instead of dealing with I-4. But even that's backed up going the other way as well. Smooth sail in this direction though. And did not need to make a reservation because the reservation system after 2 for annual pass holders has been disintegrated, except for Magic Kingdom on the weekends. But this is a weekday as a recording of this. No reservation needed. But I didn't have to pay $20 for that lightning lane. But worth it to go on, you know, a new e-ticket attraction at night. Actually, I think I'm gonna pull over here and go in this line. No reservations after 2. Love it. Just show up and enjoy the nighttime. Also, pretty surprised with how busy Magic Kingdom is. The parking goes all the way out to here in correlation to the monorail beam way up there, which is where you usually park, but I usually never get here at this hour. Usually I get here a little bit earlier, but yeah, it's pretty full. But sometimes at this hour, you don't have to park in the back. You can just go up to the front and there will be cast members to direct you where to go, or you can just find a spot, kind of just slide in. This red car peeking out there. At the moment, 70 degrees. This is now raining. Coming up, it's going to be raining and storming, and then it's going to clear up a little bit. It looks like the whole dang week it's going to be pretty intense with thunderstorms. And I can get on Tron at night between 7:45, sunset I think is at 7:50, till 8:45, so I have that hour window, so it should be nice and dark by then. It's 5:31 right now. Found a spot over here in Hook, and I will not be taking tram. I'm going to be walking. 319, Hook 319. Oh wow, that is a non-colorful tram. I don't think I've ever seen one that's completely white like that. That's different. I've never noticed it before. All right, well, I guess the back portions, the carts are, but see, that one's blue. The front of that one is blue. But I guess when it's just the front is white and the rest of it's all the same color, it just looks a little bit different. But I guess the whole back was always that color. I also brought my umbrella just in case. And of course my magic band to scan in. And the coloration, technically the hue is silver, but pretty close. Silver, you know, pretty close in color. It's easy to get mixed up. Yeah, that was it that just passed by. This one is orange. Also, in correlation to where this is, Heavy Metal Mickey is right up there. That's Heavy Metal Mickey, who has a nice little coating of rain. He's been washed off. It's a little clean. Took a bath. Florida state flag, U.S. flag, lime green monorail. Now I gotta decide. Do I take the monorail or the boat to Magic Kingdom? Monorail would probably be a little drier. Yeah, I am opting. Oh, there's another monorail coming over here. But I am opting for the monorail. Oh, look at this. It's like monorails everywhere. You got another lime green one there. One over here that I'm getting on. And then a beige one doing the Epcot loop. This is Express Loop. That's Resort Loop. That's the 3 monorails here at TTC. We're getting a view. Okay, so Tron is right next to Space Mountain. Space Mountain is now covering up Tron. And it's not quite lit up yet because it's not even quite dusk yet. Also, that's the switch track where the monorails go backstage at the end of the night to be worked on. We'll be heading over to Tomorrowland at some point this evening. But first, gotta go towards the front, looking at the front entrance. Where I'll be scanning my magic band in. Without a reservation, don't need one after 2, and it's past 2. I'm just gonna head right in. And probably go to Starbucks first. Get some caffeine. Kind of silhouetted out and shadowy in here. Well, it's also overcast, but once I get out here, it'll be a little more light. I've exited the monorail. I always like this sign that's right here. Might not be able to see it though. There it is. Also, this is actually coming back tonight, so or not coming back, it came back a week or 2 ago. We'll be able to see Happily Ever After in the park, which I have not seen since they brought it back in the park. I did see it on top of the lounge at Bay Lake Tower the day before the Tron opening day, which I'm wearing the t-shirt for. So, but now I'm actually going to be in the park for it tonight to see it. And it looks as if the Main Street Bakery is not too incredibly busy at the moment. Well, it's a little busy, but not too busy. I'll get myself a coffee in here. This is interesting too. I'm not going to be getting this, but this is very similar to the menu item they have at Jolly Holiday on Main Street. Not Starbucks, but Jolly Holiday on Main Street at Disneyland. One of the things they're really well known for is the grilled cheese with tomato soup, but they have it here in Florida at Starbucks. Interesting. I didn't realize they had grilled cheese and tomato soup at Starbucks. All right, I got it, and it appears as if I've stepped over inside the Tron Shop, which also opened opening day. This used to be the old Space Mountain shop where they have some Flynn stuff. They have the backpacks and all that. They have the sweatshirt. They also have the pennies over here. All right, they do in fact have the t-shirt I have on. They also still have the $64 Magic Band Pluses as well, and a few of the pins. And it did not open on opening day, but now the Identity Program figures are now able to be made. They have finally opened that part up. There you can put your face on one of these figures right here. Here's another one, date stamp 2023, powering up. I really like what they did with this. They kind of, I mean, it looks the same as far as the architecture goes, but I like the neon and everything. And all the mannequins that are kind of cast around through here as well. But this is the identity chip program over there that is now open. One of these days, I got to do that. Put my face on a figure. All right, I just walked over to Tron to try to show what it looks like during the day in overcast, but it was down. So I'm hoping it's not down when it's time for my lightning lane. So what I'm going to do now is go over to People Mover and do a little ride around People Mover And by doing that, as you know, as I kind of go around all of Tomorrowland, getting a bird's eye perspective of Tomorrowland, I can look down into Tron, which is kind of a little bit of a teaser of what I'm going to be doing later. Of course, it's not illuminated now, but it'll be illuminated later when I ride it. It's going to be pretty awesome. I cannot wait to ride it at night when it looks awesome. And as I enter the bowels of Space Mountain, I realize that my shirt glows in the dark. Look at this, you can see my shirt. It glows in the dark right here. Take a look at that. Who knew? And it is now raining pretty hard. Everyone has like ran for cover or found something to go underneath. It is coming down pretty hard with those storm clouds that were off in the distance. Everyone's waiting in line over here, and they're all in their ponchos. People are dedicated to get on these rides in this like thundered rainstorm right now. Luckily, this is kind of this is shaded out of the elements. I'm about to get inside of there. Outside into that, into the elements will be happening shortly. I was just reminiscing about how there used to be the orange or the yellow ponchos, but then years ago they made them the clear Disney ponchos. I wonder if anyone owns any of the orange ponchos. I'd like to get one of those to bring in here. Obviously I brought my umbrella. I think I'm gonna head over and take a look at Sunny Eclipse and Cosmic Rays, get out of the elements for a bit, and just watch Sunny Eclipse perform a few songs. It's like everyone's just running for cover out here, sprinting around, trying to get where they gotta go. Look, those kids are running, everyone's running. Over this way, Tomorrowland, look, running. Very, very slippery down here though. You don't want to run too fast. Gotta keep it. And people mover just looking at everybody in a panic mode, running around. It is definitely coming down right now. Ponchos are very prevalent. I am really glad I grabbed this. I thought about it for a minute, not even bringing it, but I am really glad that I ended up grabbing it. And even during all this, Tomorrowland Speedway is open. The cars are still on there. People are very daring and really do not mind getting wet. If you're gonna go on Tomorrowland Speedway in a rainstorm, yeah, shout out to you. It is good to see that Sunny Eclipse is back it was one day he had like a little bit of an error. He got tired, laid down on the keyboard and was emitting smoke, but it's good to see Sunny Eclipse is back entertaining all the guests. This room is very full because it's storming outside. And it's always busy in here. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping this doesn't last the entire existence of the rest of the evening. It looks like it's kind of mellowing out just a little bit. It is a poncho fest out there. I'm looking through the window here. Starlight Rays, Cosmic Rays, Starlight Cafe. This is kind of interesting. I'm looking at wait times while I'm sitting here waiting for the rain and the storm to subside. But usually I've never seen a wait time that says 0 minutes before. Even when it's really short, it'll say 5 minutes. But 0 minutes for Tomorrowland Speedway over there. And it is running. So let's say 60 minutes for Mansion, 40 minutes for Big Thunder. Imagine riding Big Thunder in the rain. 30 minutes for 15 minutes for Pirates. No, 20 minutes for Pirates. 30 minutes for Jungle Cruise. But I've ridden Jungle Cruise in the rain, and not always a dry experience doing that. Okay, it has kind of subsided, even though the storm clouds look pretty nasty up there. I don't know if Tron will be running. It wasn't running earlier. I got 45 minutes before I could head back over there. And I have an hour to use it. They're very, very strict on the time frame. But I think I'm going to head over now through the main hub. And I think I have time to ride at least one or two things, maybe one other thing before I head over. I'm going to head over to Pirates. I'm going to head over through Adventureland and go over to Pirates. And get on Pirates. Alright, I'm kind of wondering if it still is 20 minutes or not. It seems like people are starting to kind of flood over here, probably because the wait time was so short. I looked on the app and it said 20 minutes, so hopefully it still is 20 minutes. Yeah, it does in fact say 20 minutes. It's, I mean, not quite a walk-on, but pretty close to being a walk-on. I have to say I prefer the Disneyland Pirates over the Magic Kingdom one. It's like twice as long, but I do like the Disney World one as well. In fact, the Disney World one is the very first one I ever went on. In fact, even before, I was an annual pass holder, and first year was 2001, and I loved this ride so much, I ended up getting a Dead Men Tell No Tales tattoo, just because I loved this ride so much. And that was before I even went to Disneyland to ride their version. But now I am definitely Team Disneyland when it comes to Pirates, but I still, you know, this place kind of holds a special place in this one holds a special place in my heart as well, just because simply it was the first one I ever went on. The Pirates, you know, kind of going through. This one only has one drop, where Disneyland has 2 drops, and just an assortment of other things. There's a few other little key differences, but yeah, if you haven't been on the Disneyland one, do the Disneyland one and then do this one, and you'll think, what the heck is going on? This is like a sample version of sorts, which is kind of interesting to think about because my mind was blown going on the WDW one the very, very first time I ever did the WDW. Yeah, there's the tattoo I got back in 2001. The movie came out in 2003, but I just loved the ride so much. Being a pass holder for that first year, going on this ride like 1,000 times. I got this tattoo. Then 2 years later, they came out with the movie, which now the ride is kind of based on the movie, even though the ride predated the film. The whole film franchise has taken over, and I think Johnny Depp's coming back at some point, and is going to be reprising the role of Jack Sparrow. Look at this little little netting up here. Got the pirate caps over here. More pirate caps here. The skull and crossbones. I like that shirt there that says, "I'm just the right amount of wrong." Very nice. Head and tail, no tails. Kind of similar to the old ink there on the wrist. This is very painful when I got this as well. I would not, getting something on the wrist like that is not something. That in the chest, not the funnest spots. Look at Mickey here, living the pirate life. It's all fun and games until someone needs an eye patch. Yeah, I just love classic pirates. I like the Disney World one too. I mean, obviously that's why I got the tattoo. But once I went to Disneyland and rode that one, I was like, what have I been missing my whole life? And now over to Tomorrowland. By the time I get over there, it'll be time for my Tron Lightning Lane. Some bubbles going by. See a people mover going by over there as well, and some faint bubbles. Kind of hard. They might not show up on camera too much, but some bubbles. And the bubbles are gone. Look at that people mover stopped up there too. Into Tomorrowland I go. Yeah, people mover's been stuck for a little bit. It was stuck when I was looking at it from the other side, and now it started moving. I was gonna say that I kind of have this like fantasy sometimes to get stuck on people mover in a good spot where I could just look down at Tomorrowland. But as I was saying it, it got maybe me saying that made the people mover start to go again. Okay, I'm gonna make my way over towards Space Mountain and then towards Tron. And I don't want to be stuck on people mover for like an hour, but like, 15, 20 minutes of just a relaxing, good view of Tomorrowland. Sign me up. I am down for that. Ooh, I can see it all illuminated and lit up at dusk as the sun is now setting. And it's running. Oh, thank goodness, it is running. With the blue hue, the bluish hue happening off in the distance. Looks pretty dang amazing. I've been looking forward to riding this thing at night. Rode it once during the day. I've only rode it once. My second time is gonna be at nighttime. This is so dang awesome. Get this view from up here as they're about to blast off. It's gonna be me momentarily. One thing I will recommend when you're getting in line, if you have the extra $20 to buy the Lightning Lane, it will save you about an hour with waiting in line for the virtual queue as opposed to like waiting in that line. So if you have an extra $20, get the Lightning Lane. It will save you a lot of time with the virtual queue.
To be digitized into the world of Tron.
And I'm gonna watch another one blast off. Yeah, getting the virtual queue is hard enough, but you have to wait like another hour in the line. And as you can see, me walking down the Lightning Lane, there's like no one in this line. Now I'm switching over to my phone now. I have locker 101. My camera is in there, and I will record with my phone until I have to put my phone away once the ride launches. Oh yes, I am pretty dang excited about going on this in the evening time hours. Yeah, I tried the other day. In fact, I got a virtual queue on number 177, but it was cutting like too close into me taking a chance on not getting on it, so I ended up leaving before the end of the night, before they called it. So now I'm back. So I'm actually going to do it. My second ride just happened to be at night. Which I am going to be completely honest, I would think that would be how you would want to ride it. You would want to ride it in the evening hours as opposed to during the day because of all the luminescent lit up different items. There's different teams, but I'm not really sure how the different teams work. That says Team Orange, but all I've ever seen is Team Blue. There's both sides, and I believe the one that's overseas you can ride on is two different teams and you can race each other. This one is not a race, it's just a simple one ride type of deal. So I guess the one overseas is like a slightly different. Is this thing ever gonna launch? All right, there it goes. Have a good time, guests. Into the grid. Ooh. I still prefer Guardians over this, but this is pretty good too. All right, row 7 is actually a bigger seat that you can sit in. One of these, I need to kind of try that. So if for some reason you can't physically sit in these seats and kind of lean forward, you can choose to sit in the back seat. And this one is not completely filled up. So evidently, yeah, if someone wanted to choose that seat, see it's being launched without anyone in there. I think it'll be Titanic. Like, why are those boats being launched with no one in it? But I guess some people probably don't want to sit in those seats. So behind me, no one's going to be in there, and I'm going to be on that far one over there. So the way it works is you walk past here, and then I'm going to go to here. I'm going to go around this way, and I'm going to sit right here. And there's a little thing for my phone here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. That was awesome. I love riding that thing at night. That was great in the nighttime hours with everything illuminated. Holy cow, that was cool. And seeing it going on the second time, I got a better view of what was going on in the grid, where before I was just so overwhelmed. Now, man, there's a lot going on in there. Yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed going on that thing at night. Really enjoyed the nighttime. Launching out into that illuminated canopy was pretty dang cool. That's so good. Not taking anything away about how good it is during the day, but nighttime, a whole different vibe. And I'm now noticing it's starting to rain again. I'm starting to underneath this canopy, you don't feel it, but when you step out, you can feel it. Incoming, incoming. Oh, now it is being illuminated yellow, like an orange, a blue into an orange. That looks pretty dang awesome with the different colors like that. Getting all the different hues. Well, it was doing orange for a bit. Now it's just back to blue and little zigzag. I mean, hey, how dang cool does this thing look under the shroud of nightfall? 10 out of 10. I am really pleasantly surprised on how much I enjoyed Tron. It is very short. I wish it was a little bit longer, and the seats are kind of weird. But, you know, it's probably like a 100-second ride, give or take. But once you go in the grid, it's pretty cool. There's a lot to look at. A lot of projections, a lot of neon, things like that. Definitely worth doing once, and if you like doing it once, then go on it again if you so choose. But I would recommend going at night. I think night is definitely the way to do it. I sat in the front seat on the first opening day, and I sat in towards the back. I didn't sit in the very big seat, but I sat in the 6th row. There's 7 rows, and it was very enjoyable. This is something I will probably do many, many times. And as the line kind of dissipates, as the popularity wanes just a little bit, it'll be easier to get on it, and hopefully they open a standby line. But as stated, the virtual queue, even if you can lucky enough to grab it at 7 a.m. you try to book one, and at 1 p.m. if you're in the park you try to book one. But if you book the lightning lane, which they have been available, if you book the lightning lane and pay that $20, which I know $20 is a little bit of cash, but if you have an extra 20, you will save yourself a lot of time waiting in line over there. Just my opinion, just throwing that out there for anyone that wants to heat it. All right, now to start heading over to Main Street, USA and get a spot for Happily Ever After. Over to Main Street. It starts in about 20 minutes, give or take. Just look at the large assortment of bubbles that are going by me as I'm walking out of Tomorrowland and over to Main Street, USA. Bubbles everywhere. And there are a lot of people already congregated over here trying to get a good spot to watch the nighttime spectacular. Everybody is so glad that Happily Ever After is back. It's back. Oh, there's more bubbles in the air, preparing. I got a pretty good spot over here for the fireworks, which is going to have you. It's been a long time since I've actually watched any fireworks at Disneyland. I've stood on Main Street watching. It's been a long time since I watched a Magic Key. In fact, I didn't even see Enchantment when they had Enchantment for the 50th anniversary of the park. I didn't even stand on Main Street to watch Enchantment. I watch it from a distance. I watch it from the train station, or I watch it over on the Villains Lounge or from any of those areas, but not. Yeah, I haven't watched fireworks on Main Street in a while. Now, where I was standing originally watching the fireworks, it ended up being really kind of congested. But not many people had umbrellas, so I didn't want to be the first one to like launch an umbrella. Plus, I'm 6'3", so I don't want to be standing and blocking anyone's obstructed view. So I moved over near the partner statue where I originally was, over to the far corner, and then kind of just stood over near the little sculptures and little snack area, like not against the railing. and watch the continuation of the show. And I gotta say, it's amazing how many people did not leave and just pulled their ponchos up or stood here without ponchos watching Happily Ever After, the fireworks show. And if this was at Disneyland, sometimes the fireworks shows end up not happening, but here at Magic Kingdom, they rarely do the whole inclement weather spiel. You know, unless it's like a hurricane, the park closes, the fireworks will happen. And you can just see the amount of people that are still here just braving this. And I'm one of them. I have an umbrella, so I kind of had it a little easier than most. Most people are just getting drenched with their ponchos and all that as it's going. Also, Tinkerbell did not come out. Tinkerbell comes out, but evidently they did not want to have Tinkerbell coming out because it is just storming like pretty crazy, the amount of water that is coming, precipitation that is coming from the sky. Amazed how many people stuck around. And I have an umbrella. A lot of people didn't. I mean, I had the umbrella, but a lot of people just had their ponchos, and it is pouring out here. Yeah, I am poncho-less, but at least I had the umbrella. And as you're walking out of Main Street, over past Cosmic Rays again, it's starting to culminate with a lot of water here, glistening water over there. You can kind of see the teacups over there with the water, a little bit of standing water here. I wouldn't say it's quite flooding, but yeah, there's a lot of water. My shoes are definitely a little soaked. I'm going to throw them in the dryer later. All right, now going to head over to Space Mountain. Everyone's running through here, everyone's ponchoed up, and probably shouldn't be much of a wait because a lot of people leave after the fireworks and when it's raining. Now, I'm not going to be able to film on this ride. They put a new rule into the universe a while back, but I can film the queue, but not the ride. Space Mountain. It's a thrilling, high-speed, turbulent roller coaster type ride. It's not a roller coaster, but it's a roller coaster type ride in the dark that includes sudden sharps, drops, and stops. And I was talking about the difference between pirates here versus pirates. If you're traveling as a party of one, please alert the flight crew. But I actually prefer Disneyland's version over this one. I don't like the toboggan style. I mean, I like it, but I prefer Disneyland's version with the side-by-side, kind of like Splash Mountain was at here. I prefer Splash Mountain's version more than Splash Mountain to Disneyland's version. Just my opinion. I mean, I love them both, just like I love both Pirates and I love both Splashes, but yeah, I have favorites on both sides. Wow, this is like the rowdiest queue I've ever been in. Exciting for a moment. Yeah, it is interesting. They implemented this policy. No handheld loose articles, including phones and cameras, are not permitted while riding. It's the only ride that they have other than Tron. I'm not sure why they haven't done it on all the rides, but for now, just Tron and this in Space Mountain. Launch station number 3. All right, I'm gonna put my camera away and resume after this. Well, at least after I show the ride vehicle number 17 pulling into the station. That's me right there. See ya. All right, going to be heading out now of Main Street, USA, and heading out of Magic Kingdom. Before the 11 p.m. 11 p.m. is when the park closes. So you got the post fireworks departure, and you got the 11 p.m. departure. It was kind of right in the middle. It's about 10:15, 10:30. And as I am exiting, I am really surprised with how many people are not only going over to the ferry boat, but also to the express monorail. The express monorail line is longer than I probably have seen it in a heck of a long time. So my option is to go over to the resort monorail, which now that I'm over here, the resort monorail is even pretty dang lengthy. And the line for the monorail, the monorail to the resort loops was so insanely long too, so I'm gonna take the boat over to the Poly and then walk from the Poly back to TTC. Look at the orchid, the electrolyte pageant's happening. Yeah, this is a very lengthy line as well, just to get on the boats to go over to the resorts as well. But I still think it's gonna be quicker than taking the resort loop monorail, because they were sending people even from the express and letting them know, hey, take the resort loop. So even that was filling up pretty quickly. Standing room only. Departing MK. post fireworks before closing. Made it to the Poly and now gonna walk back to my car at Transportation Ticket Center. I still think this is way faster than waiting in that long line for the monorails. Glad they still have the lights under the monorail. They didn't get rid of those from the 50th. One thing's for certain, it is really an inconvenience leaving Magic Kingdom. I mean, it's not so much of an inconvenience that's going to deter me from ever going, because I go all the time. But it could be easier getting in and out of there, especially after a busy day, post fireworks, just before close. It's a whole vibe. Take some time. I'll see you in the next video. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I rode Tron at night and had a great night. Watched fireworks in the rain under an umbrella. The vlog is over. Bonus footage. Crossing of the streams. Crossing of the streams.